by that time. And so much was happening. One, the interest or the spark, so interested in politics. As a woman, actually.
All right. The interest and spark. Now you're taking me back to the memory lane. During dinner was about 8. Mamaka was using a train to work. Koposmont. And while it's more training, then there were different committees. So my mother was the secretary inside the train. It had a secretary, Wama comrade.
Hey guys, welcome to Western Podcast with the twins. Today we are very honored. And briefer because of Nakamiti, but fortunately enough, today personally. So I'm very welcoming for position I J. Welcome to Western Podcast.
Okay, thank you, Likhodi, and I'm happy to be here. And I want to extend my greetings to your viewers and everybody who's the follower of the podcast and those that have been on the show. A good day, and I hope your Monday is going well because Monday is a good present for 7 days.
7 days.
Thank you.
How's Jane? From few years back, and via phone. My interest as a young person, and then simulate for guy. That information.
Sure.
They are not informed. So
all right. Jane came one of go Rakaleko 1104, and twin sister Harikichinete, and Jane has been a young person working with discipline from an early age up until youth days. I've been involved as a young person in the politics of the ANC Youth League, and I've been an activist in generally program in Zabasha. Because you would recall that after 1994, Puso in another programs that different NGOs who about transformation and their involvement as the communities in terms of being part of the development and differences within their society. So since then, I started being just a person or a damn. Because sometimes people think that things must just come to them, but I've been the young person of well, I'm a born again Christian, SCM, Student Christian Movement. However, by launching now my twin sister will go to SCM because of, as I said, I'm a Christian. So but a young person, very focused. I've never experienced sexuality, the peer pressure and stuff. I've been involved in arts and culture, kikiti as a young person. There's different organizations. So you have your RFDs, you would have Makam Duze, Bagitang, you would have us, Masibambane, and Gugulete, Bagitang. So really active in terms of that part. So I think during those times, the arts and culture about the struggle, but not in the way that but the way they were teaching us in terms of how to reject oppression and stuff. So before Phahama ke tswa obviously go Malerato Primary School. But before Malerato Primary School, I've been in one of the well-known ECD crèche. Kosokela crèche, just because example as well. From there, Reberiako Merish, which is a Christian school in Elia Roma. From there, I go Malerato to Phahama. Then after matric, it depends on the socio-economic status. After matric, I enrolled at UNISA for a course, their supply chain, and then for then 2F level 6. While we were busy doing the school, trying to do the merchandise, just for you to have money. Because I'm raised by a single parent, but supported by my grandparents, but the parents of Mamaka. They are so rest in peace, Mamaka, and everybody go from Elinyaro. What was happening is that we were not underprivileged, but some of the things we wouldn't just do automatically like any other young people that after matric you go to school and stuff, and we were not that exposed to issues and as fast. So but then that didn't make us working. We're just waiting for heaven to fall. We're just go-getters, repusha. I then enrolled to an institution near IDASA. IDASA is an institution of democracy of South Africa. Then they were teaching us issues citizenship, how local government works, issues the NGO, how to write a proposal that
for NGOs,
for NGOs and any private sector or business. So I had a 2-year course with them, working in empire and experiential learning, how other things are unfolding and working public and private sector and stuff. So during that time, I was still involved, as I said, with the ANC clique, very involved as well in the ANC, because of during that period, I was about to be 18 years, of which the constitutional ANC, it allows you only 18 and above, you must join the ANC. Then I joined the ANC, and the ANC Women's League then I was 18 to join the ANC. Yes, and in my ward, in my area, it was that time that most of the structures were task teams. So I became a part, involved there as a young person till I was then being the secretary at that age of a branch. Participate as well in a sub-regional structure as well as a task team. Then while I was young as I was, and Lemo Women's League since I became the member then. Till to date, I've never lapsed because I've never been involved
in good standing.
Yes. So I think I've been just a social activist, but as well a political young person or believing in the policies of the ANC, strongly so. Not only believing, but to understand why do we have to be and belong to the ANC.
Wow. So now also it's in now it will be a good information for my side. By that time, and so much was happening. One agavotare, the interest or the spark, so interested in politics. As a woman, actually.
All right. The interest and spark. Now you're taking me back to the memory lane. During the apartheid, Mamaka was using a train to work. Go Postmont. And while it's more training, then there were different committees. So my mother was the secretary inside the train. The secretary was my comrade. I'm training so I took the minute. Mamaka used to own a typing machine. Because they used to donate so that meeting they are able to walk around. But because of they used to sell magwinya, the fish and everything, and sometimes but just for the fact that Mama Kanagata being involved politically as a young person as well, Chakamu talking about arts and culture, it automatically happened that the space that I grew in, obviously it was just a base
politics,
of me being involved, whether in politics or anything that I do, because of I'm that person that I would dedicate myself into that thing. According to Buka A to Z, without compromise. So I was just inspired by Kokitswan thing, and as well go area Kokitswan ko yone go jump. Hona le strata ke regala ke Kokitswan thing, hona le Pokomp. So we used to witness the rivals dintwa the London Boys and the ANC then. So balwana but that as I get this a fear, but it and traffic. I'm just close to Foursquare. Foursquare is where things were happening. The boycotting, I started yes. So whatever says the Halanga go in that area, it's not a new thing that you would have many things starting from that space area goes on. So I just got inspired by the circumstances, situations, and seeing every time setting they would please you, setting it would be no, we can't be and it is through that background that one has learned as well that our background doesn't determine our future. It's because of one thing you are choosing to become or not. Because the environment, it's not conducive. Or you can see yourself beyond what you can see with the naked eye. But one had to use the environment and the space and the background family to make sure that you become. But what I know and like about pockets and things, it's I keep seeing the family no. I'm from a disciplined type of family and stuff. So the spark was just meant by environment. I don't want to be a person or get a pillar and then what. So reason why is because of young ladies. They are involved into things that are not negative. So I can share by your back. I will tell your story as a young person, and then it's very interesting. So from that age, then I was involved into politics because Gawana was American too much, and Linda, like they are very shocking because not so many people like in your portfolio or rank, but they will dedicate that time. And all that. Every time I get text, it's because of busy. But eventually we'll come back to you and respond. For that. For that. You have done a lot for my side. Even Batawa Abait. Now, your work before Ufita in Parliament. Ready to in local on the right. In terms of Museveni, as I said, after matric exam, let's go to Lisa, Kazamadi courses everything. I was employed by Mbane. It's a consultancy in America under Department of Housing. What we were doing there, we were doing auditing, the RDP house, to verify whether people who are occupying them are relevant people as registered and correct beneficiaries. And it was a contract 6 months, and after that contract I was then recruited to join another project, Department of Transport, INETIS, and the system is that transformation from manual to ITC. So we were one of those pilot INETIS, where we were doing audit of all records, the traffic from vehicles that are registered, roadworthy stuff, all those information. So I was deployed in Western area offices under traffic by that consultancy to do that work. And then I was appointed as a team leader of a group of 10 people mo grouping yone re na le banyana le bashimane with different backgrounds. They're in 80s. So but now I was actually the leader of that team. We did work, I think it was a 12 months contract. They reflected that data. I led those people well because of they respected me because of like when I work with people, I'm not that person that I want you to feel me. But I'm that person. Or we are here. We need each other. At the ultimate point, we need to take money to our homes. We worked so much and so nice with those people who were my team. And after that, while I was working with them, I got an opportunity where I applied for statistics as an enumerator and a lister. A project, I think it's a refugera. While I was in and out that project because of the Dikota and stuff, I got an opportunity. I was called by the ANC Youth League then, the tax team, to say that Jane, we want to deploy you to the municipality. Deployment is a organization. We want to deploy you to the municipality as a youth coordinator. Well, I submitted my CV to the organization, and then my CV was then scrutinized and taken to the municipality. In September, I was then called for one-on-one session with the mayor. Then it was about just talks and brief. What is it that I can bring forth as a new person and a female after the former youth coordinator, Comrade Max, of which in because of the Comrade Max, so I had to come to say, these are the things that one would bring if I was then a youth coordinator for 5 years. 5 years really my contract since then I continued with some contract study up until then the other mayor decided there was a vacancy. I can be the gender focal person in the institution. Gender focal person in the institution udilaka cross-cutting and mainstreaming of gender issues. Gender issues, issues of persons with disability, persons with albinism, elderly people, youth, and children. All those marginalized and vulnerable groups. I occupied that space for 5 years. So after 5 years, when my position was about to expire, I then got an opportunity of leading the military veterans within the institution. So
in the West End?
No, more unfunded which is Rand West. Then because of the Milvets, it was just for time being while they are still dealing with their politics in terms of who is going to be deployed. But I worked there, assisted them on things that needed to be done by the province to local, of which I was representing local, but working with all these military vets to ensure that their benefits and everything that they need to get is being done. Like making sure that I reconcile database born and stuff. And I can tell you, in all those positions, one have learned a lot. That there is nothing that is important than information. And information that is accurate. And information that can change a person from A to B, 1 to 2. So in my workspace, I've met people that in a process of me assisting them, I was able to learn some of the things. That is why some of the people, they think that kids everything. No, it's because of how I carry a kids. I believe that person so I would find out and get information for that particular person. So in that process, then there's these things, there are this kind of services. But in all these opportunities that one have got, the nice thing is that I understood the responsibility of being in a public office. That was very important for me. Public office, I'm not there just go ke go bereka jaaka ka go private sector. When I'm in a public office, I'm a servant.
Yeah.
So everything that is mine becomes a public thing. Yeah, that is why I'm very skeptical on how I live. You would see on my WhatsApp. Sometimes I'm thinking, but I cannot go to such a level. But I wish it's on the basis that I know that if I can say anything, it can make and break a person.
Yeah.
Understand? It's not like it's somebody or working the followers behind. Understand? And I think what has actually made me to always work hard, and I'm a hard worker, to always work hard is the fact that I believe in people and people believe in me, and I believe that if Batubasi who are supporting me, then I'm nobody.
You're nobody.
So hence, every time, even if I'm a human being, I can have my weaknesses, but I make sure that whatever there's always consciousness. So I'm always there to make sure I don't lose self of getting to know so that the whole process of my growth has given me an opportunity. I've made sure that I don't misuse any of that opportunity, because if you can check a CV, I've worked in a so young, but I keep on being grounded. So the other thing that one have learned in a process how important that even if we can see school, but make sure we understand that so that you become a useful tool to everyone. It is important. So more we must never ever lose the fact that but it is a privilege that you are there. So that is why I always say it's an obligation to serve. Because I would hear people sending messages, thank you for helping me, what, and they know I would say it's an obligation.
It's an obligation,
It's because of someone else, but for the fact that I've been given these opportunities by the masses, I must do what is justice right.
I know. Even though the challenges as
a young woman,
and like on your social media platforms, I won't see too much your challenges, like want the positive side of it. Now from the local level to a higher level now, because now you are a member of parliament representing ANC. So how is the journey right now?
Okay. The journey right now, it's one of the caring. It's overwhelming. It's an overwhelming journey because of you are one amongst the hundreds who are the first citizen of the country after the president. So you could imagine that responsibility, that honor that one is occupying. I understand. Every day, I'm not sure about other people, but not every day just being in parliament. It's every day of changing lives. It's every day of even changing my life as an individual, because I believe changing while the opposite life. Understand? So it's an overwhelming journey because of, remember, you are a legislator, you are a policy maker, you are the person who's supposed to be upholding the constitution. So I think that is why even on my social media, I don't see anything negative for you. There are things that one experience and one questions why rates are so, but I cannot write them on social platform because of I'm part of the decision makers.
The public figure.
Hey, so there are platforms where I need to raise my dissatisfaction or anything that I feel that we don't do it right.
Yeah.
I don't believe in a public stunt.
Yeah.
Because of the public stunt, it's for different people.
Yeah.
All the socialists, they look like you are a monopoly of critiquing other people. It's your job. Let it be. But now my role is to say to a black child, to a black boy child who's left by a father or a mother, it's possible. Where you are, it's not permanent. It's just a temporary situation, and you are on a journey. Understand?
Yeah.
So that is why I can't be writing other things that even if I want to, I would just.
But you can't.
Yeah, but I can't. Understand? Because yes, and as a person, when I rise, I must rise other people with myself. I can't be when you're thinking and hoping that this is the person that you are looking at and then get like something else.
Yeah.
Because I might be destroying many hundreds of young people that are following you before me. So, how important the positions that they assume. We must not make people who are mistake. So, as you asked me, just being in parliament every day, it's wow, aha moment. That why it's hangmana ako kaya grant or for example this social grant and why I feel that people must still have them is because of I've been there, I'm part of those discussions and stuff. So now remember, as I said, I've learned citizenship and other issues that the public-private sector when I was young through an IDASA course. So now in this level, I'm at a practical level. How do the knowledge and experience and the skills that what they've got can utilize? So that is why but why go starting why you feel alone is because of you understand what I've learned. It's what I need to live by now as a public servant.
And I think when I witness her a lot because for your office, for your portfolio, someone out there might say, now I'm holding this higher position. I don't want to be seen down there. But when I get on the ground level, for someone of your caliber, you can deploy someone or deploy someone else going to do this. But when I on the ground level, keep in because I'm on the
on the ground level. One is that I need to join the parliament for the past 5 years. President Cyril Ramaphosa. In the 6th parliament, the activists, people that would be there, but who say as it when they need help, is very active. So, in order to celebrate my activism, that I must be all over.
All over.
Yes, in terms of
parliament fly to parliament. I'm 2 days later. Western
So it is because of that. And understand that you can't represent the people if you don't love them. So love. It cannot be seen now. Other people, they need just to touch and feel you. Because of previously but okay, remember a parliament, but now because of consciousness, so that is why, and besides, I've got interest on marginalized and vulnerable groups.
Because or advocate for people with albinism, people living with disability. So why?
Okay. Why? It's because of remember batho ba bang, they need a voice that will speak on their behalf. So the opportunity that one has got till to date is to be in a position of influence. So I'm using that position to make sure that by working at some point they are not so surely mainstreamed as majority. I speak on their behalf. So hence till to date, I've got serious interest on your LGBTQIA plus society. I've got an interest of young people in the rurals. I've got an interest of persons with albinism and persons with disabilities, because of Babang, I still believe that Habana information is right to change from the conditions that they are at. So if but what on lo gona re ntse re berekisana le bone re ba fa information re rutana le bone, we would all of us build this better communities for all and better life for all, not for the few. So that is why I feel like these are the people that have got interest at heart. Wow. And if you can check every day, their statistics, their population is growing. So it is important that as every day by increase in terms of the statistics and population, probably more activists because of it is clear there's nothing about them without them. So ready mouthpiece, but we must know that whatever is crying as information the relevant people who
So now we celebrate the Youth Month, and we're still in the Youth Month. Last week in Nigelo I was invited. The platform actually was invited, and we managed to interact with young people. So your message regarding the Youth Month and the lifestyle
my message to young people is let us prevent what we know it doesn't have good benefits to maphelo a rona. Bophelo is not a group work. We live as individuals, and the achievement gets the individuals. So it's up to Tlhokafala. What will they want to be remembered for? Because the youth of 1976, they did their part. We are where we are because of what they did. And after 1976, all the generations, they've been doing their part. So don't be within a generation and besides your part. Make your day a day to count for bettering yourself or other people. I have a formula that I normally use in my mentorship here 24/7. We have 24 hours in 7 days. Use your 24 hours in 7 days to better yourself and better others. So that you are able not to blame, but to say, I did 1, 2, 3. So more Youth Month thing, I want to say, Koluna, if you cannot see Silo through the door, see it through the window. And all of us, we need to nurture or to be nurtured for us to become. So oneself, it's important for empowerment and development. So the issue of shift of blaming, it's over. Issues of excuses, it's over. When we want to do the satisfying we go all out. So let's say Puanka development, let us go all out. Issue education is one of the important things Mama Pilong Aroma, because of because of there are subsidies in all levels, from ECD, primary, high school to tertiary. Let us use all these services to better ourselves. Let us go to the doors where we are told how ya kai NYDA, they would help you. Maspala, there are youth officers, they would help you. I understand. Other very data for what will benefit us for transformation. First thing first, I want to insult. I want to speak bad. I want to do 1, 2, 3. So data. Go to Google, say batteries, go to Google or learnerships, go to Google or 1, 2, 3. All those things you will get them.
Yeah.
And surely you won't regret any day of your life because of you'll be using whatever's on and so to better yourself.
Yeah.
But again, I want to say to young people, more especially young women, one of the things that we need to speak about key issue and prevention.
Yeah.
If you feel that you are not ready to be a mother at an early age, make sure that the prevention is for free. I'm using trifacils, and I'm married, and I have one child, a boy child, and 10 years, and it's by choice that I just only need one.
Yeah.
So Lelona, if it's a mistake, it's a mistake. Let the mistake be one and learn from it. Mistake. No. Use those prevention tablets. Condom is still relevant today. When you think that you don't want to be infected, make sure that you condomize.
Yeah.
When you think that you are not ready to be involved into sexual activities, abstain.
Yeah.
So those things are still relevant. When you think that you don't want anything, do it for yourself. ABCD is still relevant for today. So let us just see what all of us can contribute positively to build this country. Because if all of you lead government on social grants, you would know as the society there's a role that we need to do to make sure that we reduce that burden and that money for better things like education and health
and development.
So youth month and nothing about you without you. So you can't be in your household and think that those meeting they are thinking on your behalf. No. So go and make contribution meeting. Whatever that you say on the social media, meeting, so that you are structural, so that you are in a better position, you are influencing there. Whatever that's a lady at social media, for populism.
Yeah.
But let's all participate in all these structures that are meant to make sure that I wish you well in this youth month that it's a fair, also a sober decision, a good decision that would better your life. South Africa, it's basically South Africa. We've got opportunities, guys.
Yeah.
The batafela wena le maikelo how holds a show or grab those opportunities.
Yeah.
If Ulimo Jobek take a view yamana otango Limpopo. Banabako Limpopo, most of them kid doctor. Mabatwa Limpopo. And what's a Makamau to what's a Madi Miles. Bona Skolo se Haufi. Everything is Haufi, but Rona we are just on a low base. So I want to say to yourselves, box yourself on things that you think they will distract.
Yeah.
Know yourself what is it that how when I hope you're right. I think all of us we know volume to young people that are active in terms of usage, the substance, reduce substance and make sure that you connect with your families, because sometimes they treat you bad on the basis that you are not what they want.
Yeah.
And you haven't given them an opportunity to see a positive sign on you. So it's not that they are rejecting you or what, but it's a matter of you need to prove yourself.
Your character.
Use the services, the alcoholism, anonymous, the AA, and the rehab to ensure that clean because I can tell you for free, people who are selling those drugs to you, they are not taking them, or they are not selling them to their families and families. So please do yourself a favor. Those things while you are still young, while you can breathe, and to the parents, they are tired. You can't be tired of each and every child a second chance or third chance, but from the family. So I believe if we work as communities from our own households, we will indeed build a better South Africa and a safe country.
That follow-up question, I know similar. You mentioned a single parent, mama. Junior it's very a lot of things. And celebrate the Father's Day, June. Papa, not because of battle of faith, but they're there, but they're not involved. When we want to in Tanzania, or maybe Okarata to those kids, and as well, it's a mental health month. Okay. So, they are not saying anything about whatever they're going through. So, what is your take on those two issues?
No, my take is that we need to understand that all of us, we are human beings, and all of us, we've got weaknesses. But when you are given an opportunity to change as a being, just use that opportunity. Maintenance, it's meant for you to support Manaha. Stop and excuse that baby mama. Leave baby mama on the picture. Just think about your child or your support. Just think about that day when it was nice, when you're doing the wow and stuff, and then just take care of your child and make sure that behind in terms of the rights. Just I think a day before we are celebrating kids' rights. Bala Constitution, more sectioning about the kids' rights. Make sure that you don't deprive your child kids' rights because of when every day you are given an opportunity to be a better father. In South Africa, we need men that will take young men along. Every time we a girl child and what it's because of this space needs you as men to come and speak about a boy child. Young people, they are angry because of but I want to say to all of you, Bontate. And I don't want to say Bontate Baboto. Some of those who are still not taking care of their children, you still have an opportunity to change. Children will break some please girls or rekabujwala or please the family to saditi. Ke child okay berekisang for bana ba gago and le bone o ba itse bufutu le lerato la gago. So I'm proudly speaking so as a product of mother's love. That bana ba tlhoka lerato la lona jaka bontate. And what I like about the service system maintenance le godi ke gore how to get a girlfriend, your ex, or your why fellow patella or with the EFT. Then 1 hour is about it. So it is important that you take care and make sure that you fulfill the rights of Wana how so that Lumana Haho aside the excuse is because of I don't have a father. No, there shouldn't be a mark that shows to any child who because of what is due to you of taking care of your child.
So that part here means mental. They are going through a lot.
Okay. More than that, they are suffering depression. berekisang di-services tse di leng teng tsa puso go na le di-services tse manual go na le tse online tse manual you can go to a nearest department ya social development you would get professionals tsa puso for free tse leng gore you can tell them what you feel and they can help you what is important in all the stages tsa mental health is that first acceptance and admission that you are not right give first step for you to get your healing so osadula wa ipola wa itsa the very same services that I used ke bo mama lona di berekiseng because I believe that for one to liberate himself kwena the first initiator that particular liberation berekisang di services tseo le kre thuso go sa le early and make sure that le thusa ba bang to prevent maybe those stages the depression that is intense but bontate avoid alcohol as if kaban batho ba mangata ba iberekisa ka as an excuse ya gore when you see me drunk is because of I'm trying to touch this there's no touching you must face the consequences of anything and sometimes ba bang mental health is because of early depression and mathata e ka etsa ene le gore it triggerilwe ke some moments mo bophelong so how o tlile botlhoko thata ba leng go ke ga go go feta go bona puso ena le di-services tseo tsa gore you can go and
get help
so ha re berekisang di-services tsotlhe let us not undermine our professionals tse irilwe ke government ka bana if re sa go bona ba golela go mahala so re ba etsa useless so let us use all these services re itse sure gore we are doing this to help ourselves and our families
guys, you're still watching Western Podcast with the twins Renali Miss Jane today Kiwani twin yao and he would have loved to be here out of Miss Jane. How's Jane? Kop, any question for us Jane?
Yeah, I do have questions for us Jane. Okay, starting with Jane good level conscious and black consciousness.
Yeah.
So since you live month I wanna thank Jane for the efforts. So she's young and she's from local and she's still coming here and she's going up where okay she has a parliament view and a local view also. Because I had two views from her.
Yeah.
The view from local about young people and the view from parliament about young people, how parliament people see us in the local class or the lower class, maybe in the local level. Because she said if you're a young person, ML to meetings because of people who are in the meetings in the higher level, they are not talking about you.
Yeah.
They are talking about issues that they think they are affecting the whole mass. So that is a view I liked about her to show okay this conscious and whatever that maybe the late Steve Biko have said, it's still here and I still the presence of the young people who were fighting in 1976. Okay, this is what we are fighting for. These are the products that we need from OSJ. We need such people to come and empower young people, which is what I like. But my question is that OSJ, right now in this life, everyone is affected about spirituality. So I want to understand our spiritual journeys are in any like from the lower class, from at home, everything to the higher level. What was the spiritual journey? Can you what from now and then I ask other questions after?
All right. As human, we've got the Holy Trinity. We've got the spirit, the soul, and the flesh. So, Jaga Kipri, okay, I'll go deep into religion. Na go high. Rezala, the Kena Roman Catholic Church. But I then chose to be a Christian Muslim. Ne? I get like a hola, Kena. Because of killing a Christian. Till to date, I'm still Muslim. But because of the work that I do, I go all over. Because I can't be when I'm invited by traditional leaders.
Christian.
Remember, what comes first to me as a Christian or a human being is the constitution as the leader. So I'm Peter, only a traditional healer. I come, listen, and do what I have to do as a public servant. So, in terms of the spiritual journey, what I can say, correct, how mutu your spiritual belief, it is important, because I still intercede like before, because I do still pray at 12, but in my Christianity, I still believe that 3 o'clock it is an important time to pray. I do pray. Believe me or not, I can't sleep without praying. Believe me or not, I cannot wake up without praying. So the spirituality, it is very important for every one of us. Because of spirituality, it is a consciousness. Spirituality will tell you how about what about them? Understand? So when you don't have the spiritual man that is intact, consciousness high. Why? Because of spirituality, why? So I am what I am because of my spiritual intact.
Power.
Yeah, it's power, black power, and I like that. Mama, I heard you speaking about the majority and the current government. Okay, which is also before 1994. Again, we were under the apartheid government by that time, and we were not democratically centralized by that time. Majority didn't rule. So in these 30 years of ANC, again, there's ANC before 30 years where they had the history of Oliver Tambo and other people who were fighting for us, and the ANC Youth League, speaking of Peter Mokar, who was there, and Bo Steve Beacon, other comrades who even predicted this current government. Okay, so what I want to know, are we democratic centralized from their beliefs or from your belief, or we are democratic centralized, or we are not democratic centralized? The minorities currently ruling the government after the current election.
Okay, Papa, let me tell you, we are, for the fact that this government of the ANC, it's not leaving people behind. Remember, Honano, there's this process of government of national unity. It is done by what? By the ANC. Yes. It's facilitated by the ANC on the basis that the ANC, as the democratic movement, they have acknowledged and appreciated that we didn't win in majority. So as a winner in majority, we would need other parties to build this country. Hence, where I come from, I don't call the ANC a ruling party. I'm calling it a governing party because it facilitates processes. Wow. And we are democratic. If we are not democratic, the minority or those that are seen as oppressors being in charge, we still have the president of the ANC as the president, of which it is one of the things that one power as such. Yes, we didn't win in majority, but we still got some numbers. They're working higher than others. More politics, one can number. One can number. So we're still democratic. It's unfortunate how people interpret democratic centralism and stuff. So we can, like, democracy. I born we have white people bashopang boxer umpakati haba BTV haba rohiwi akona sipi ari bua re dutse mo re dutseng teng batho ba ko Afri Village ba dula ke ko tropo opposite to Greeners ko ile working. You would have to be a dweller there if o but just opposite after Strata Seriteng so dulang umbas there's Jane there go Afri Village. Why so no 30 years 30 years about people who are honest to themselves. In each and every household or beside your household, even if it's not me or you, Kona lo grant 350. Kona lo wana o yang skolong ko kreche mama sa patela le for free go na le ngwana o yang sekolong up until high school a tsa tlo uniform ke government puso go na le mme o pepang ka jeko a sa lo patela tšhelete e nna nka ipatela ga ke ya go private hospital ka medical ke ka go belela tse dingata circumcision mmc bana o bashibane ne ba etsa ka tšhelete if
now it's free
gona nong ke free pele you would need to go di thabeng fela o etsa ne but puso e editse gore ha isa tlola e le privilege ke right
yeah.
Every child over can go circumcise in a safe space and it's for free. It's been paid by our self-government.
And to be honest, we can talk, we can judge and all that. Then I'm not that active into politics, but like it or not, they impact my life. Like it or not, and to say DA or this party and all that is not doing their part. How many are we? Almost 60 million population, and to be quite honest, ANC as a governing party cannot like do everything for everyone. Also, Ralaboha for Utlile and Utlile brand frustrate. This area to be honest, Hagi observe the opportunity at the and the lifestyle of young people here is very disappointing. Instead of fight, as you said, like fight for what you want, it's the opposite. And for someone of your caliber, what's your coming, then why is it your time to come and be with us today? Like we appreciate. We appreciate a lot, and I'd like to thank you for coming to join our Western podcast. I hope going forward in the future we'll have more of this kind of sittings to discuss. And my question, those public servants, because of your activist, public servant, you are there on the ground. So by long they've been deployed to serve people, and they're not doing that.
Okay, my message to them is that they must appreciate and acknowledge the fact that it was them who are chosen to represent the people. So they just need to do the just to the injustices that they are doing representing. And they must avail themselves as by availing for those opportunities, because so they need to motivate those who are assisting them, like your street committees and other structures by doing their work. Because for now, how how sa khone go gomega tlhalosetsa batho go a ke tlhaloganye ke tla lo batla thuso go ntho mara o sa ba ketele dipele le gore ke a o ke a kitse aka utlwa no be a reservoir of information, share information, look and search for information, so that people ba itse gore you are a good caretaker.
Thank you very much, Jane. Guys, that was the episode on Jane, a member of parliament. She's a mother. Again, guys, guys, list I want to CV give us the phone because so guys for joining us. Thank you very much, Jane.
Okay.